Hey, what's going on, nerds? R2 here. Excuse me. Yeah, just doing a little birthday, little pickup video. I went and bought some new books. I don't buy new books very often because there's too many, second-hand books and old vintage stuff that I want to read. But occasionally there is some new stuff that I'm just not going to find in op shops for a very long time, and I want to read them now. God damn it! So I went hunting because as you're watching this video, it should be the 30th of August. It's my birthday, and yeah, I thought bugger it, I'm gonna buy some books. So I got how many did I get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I bought 6. I thought that's a pretty nice, well-rounded number. Well, technically I bought 7, but one's for my dad for Father's Day, which I'll probably read first before I give to him. But anyway, I've got price list on. I got some manga, got some sci-fi, got some fantasy. Got a good mix of everything. And the first one is Kaiju number 8. This is a new manga series by Naoya Matsumoto. Naoya Matsumoto. Apologies for that terrible pronunciation. But this is great. This is volume 2. It's as I said, only just come out, so it's only just started. It's by Shonen Jump, so it's, if you know anything about manga, knowing that it's Shonen Jump should give you an idea of the pacing and the story and all that sort of stuff. But basically, it's in a futuristic world. There's kaiju attacks, very similar to that fucking robot movie that came out with the big kaiju, giant monsters, kaiju, giant monsters, Godzilla type monsters. But anyway, there's a special attack force that combats these kaijus, and then this guy has some special powers, which I won't say, and special abilities. I won't say how he gets them, but it basically goes through him and a bunch of others through like the initiation process and training process to get into this organization to help combat the kaijus. And he has a bit of a secret ability that he tries to keep hidden, or has to keep hidden from the organization for reasons. And it's just typical Shonen Jump style, very funny, very fast paced, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see an anime of this in the next year, because as I said, there's only 2 volumes, so they wouldn't release an anime just yet, but I guarantee you will get an anime of this. But yeah, it's really good. So it just sucks that I got into it, because I now have to wait like a few months in between volumes. But I mean, I'll reread the first one, and then I'll read this one again, because it's really good. Then I picked up Brandon Sanderson, Elantris, because I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm just pulling the sticker off. I should have done that before. But I believe this is his first novel, and I haven't read any Brandon Sanderson. And I know it's probably got nothing to do with his Mistborn or anything like that. I don't know. I'm only speculating, but I believe it's a standalone novel, his first novel, and it's the expanded edition, I think. Revised Definitive 10th Anniversary Edition. So it's basically the most complete edition, I believe, of this particular story. I do own the first 3 Mistborns, and I really want to read. I actually have one of his graphic novels as well, White Sand, I think. But I really want to read some Brandon Sanderson, but I want to start with his first book, because it's just how I am, and it seems really interesting. So you know how much I love the vintage book smell, but I love new book smell as well. And this matches my Mistborn trilogy that I've got. So I do have, I think, Way of the Empire or something like that in my store, but I'm not bothered by that at the moment. I just want to read this, and I really want to read Mistborn, but that Mistborn trilogy. But I don't know. Let me know if this is any good. I've heard good things about it. Like, I've heard, I don't go on Goodreads or anything like that. It's just what I hear about books is from people I know, or from booktubers and stuff like that. So, I'll get around to that eventually. I think summer, I'll probably read this in summer, in our summer, Australian summer, which is generally from December to end of February. But our summers are sort of starting later. So they're going longer, so they go into well into March, and even sometimes April you get your 40-degree days. So for me, summer is fantasy. I don't know why, but I like to read fantasy in summer. So yeah, I'll probably save that for summer next year. I do have another couple of fantasies I want to read, so that's going to be on top of the fantasy list for then. Had to get this because I am a massive Matthew Riley fan. If you don't know who Matthew Riley is, he's one of Australia's biggest authors, and he does a wide variety of stuff. Like, his very first book was a sci-fi called Contest. I won't tell you what it's about because I don't want to ruin any of it. It's a really good book. And then he sort of went into action adventure type, military adventure type stuff that he sort of verges on sci-fi, but then it's more just really fast-paced, balls to the wall, over-the-top action that all of a sudden you've just read 13 chapters, 14 chapters, because they're so short, quick and fast, you don't realize how quickly you read the book. I read one of his books from cover to end in about 4.5 hours. I couldn't put it down. It's unreal. But this is his new one. This is called Cobalt Blue. It's in a small hardcover, which is unlike his normal. I can't get to any, but it's unlike his normal style. But it's sort of presented the way his other ones are. His most recent series of books was I don't know what you would call them. Oh, the Jack West Jr. series, which is he's like a basic. He's basically a modern day Indiana Jones, and the first book is called The Seven Ancient Wonders, and it goes 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I think the last book is the One Impossible Labyrinth. I'm only up to the second book, which is six Sacred Stones, I think, is the second book. And it's unreal. It reads just as quick and fast and over the top action as you expect. But this is a superhero book. Getting back to this one. It says on the back here, for 35 years, the United States and Russia each had their own superhero. 3 days ago, America's hero died. Today will be hard. Today will be bad. So, yeah, with everything that's going on in Russia at the moment, this, it's interesting that this came out. But yeah, this is cool. This is, I'm assuming it's going to be cool. His other stuff is unreal. He does he does a lot of variety of stuff. He does, as I said, that action stuff. He has a book called The Great Zoo of China, which is basically Jurassic Park with dragons. I'm assuming that's the feel I get from it, but because I haven't read it yet. But yes, it's essentially Jurassic Park with dragons. He's got another book called The Tournament, which is about some sort of crazy tournament that spanned over centuries, over different centuries and different time periods and stuff like that. I don't know fully because I haven't read it, but he's got his Scarecrow series, which is the first lot of action books, and then he's got like the Jack West Jr. series, and then he's got just a bunch of single editions of just separate stories. But yeah, definitely give him a go. Contest, as I said, his first book, Contest, which I don't really think has anything to do with any of his other books so far. I don't think so. But then there's the second book that he released, Ice Station, which I can't get out. But Ice Station is really sort of his first book that has that continuing series with that character of Scarecrow. Really good if you like action, with a hint of sci-fi, with a hint of like what the fuck is going on. And then you get to Temple, which is basically the same but set in a jungle setting, and they're trying to get to this temple to it's so good. If you love a bunch of like different characters and you start falling in love with characters, then all of a sudden these characters die. It's very Game of Thrones-esque like that, but really good. I really recommend him. He's a very easy read, and I just love everything that he's written so far. I've really enjoyed his stuff because it wasn't usually the sort of books that I would normally read, and once I started I couldn't put them down. So definitely check out some Matthew Riley stuff. He does have a lot of audio books out. You can get them on Audible, that sort of stuff. I've listened to his audio books. They're pretty good. I listened to half of one of the Jack West Jr. books in audio just to see how it went, and yeah, it's really good. The next one I got, sticking with the Kaizu, kaiju theme, I had to pick this up because it sounds friggin' awesome, and it's the Kaiju Preservation Society. I've seen a few booktubers pick this up. I've seen this on Bookstagram and BookTok, and I've never read any of Scalzi before, but obviously have heard of him, and yeah, this just is a quick, easy read. I could probably knock this out. What is this like? Yeah, it's 250 pages. I could knock that out in a sitting. Yeah, this just seems really, really good. This could be in my new TBR because it's so short. I might chuck this in my next TBR. I've got 1.5. If you put them together, I've got one book left from my current TBR, and then I can start my new TBR, which is going to start with Gridlinked by Neil Asher, and then Ender's Game, and then maybe this. So I should finish that current TBR this month, even before this month, and I could start those soon. So yeah, really keen to. What else does he write? I've got a couple here. Old Man's War, Fuzzy Nation. I don't know what that is. Fuzzy Nation, is that? Oh, there's a whole heap. It's Fuzzy Nation like that. I think Moyd mentioned it, but he's got quite a lot here. Yeah, anyway, that's cool. I got this. This is just a cheap collection of short stories. I have a bunch of these. They sort of match. There's a lot of different ones in this series, but it's the Gothic Fantasy series, which I believe is what they all are called. I don't know, but this is science fiction short stories. So look at this awesome binding. I got to take that sticker off, but it's just a lot of these. I've got a few more. I've got chilling ghost stories. I've got heroes and heroines, myths and tales, and heroic fantasy short stories. So they're all the same, just slightly different colors, but they're all got the same sort of spine. But these are great. I mean, you can find these everywhere. You can get these from Costco. You can get them from all your different bookshops, and they're around $15 to $16 each. So they're pretty good. They're all typically your royalty-free stories and all your classic stories that are in a bunch of different collections. But these are essentially just going to look awesome on the shelf. They have H.G. Wells ones. They've got Edgar Allan Poe. They've got Sherlock. They've got all those typical collections and stuff like that. So it's nothing you haven't seen before, but it's just got really, really cool covers. But it has stuff in it from I don't know. Oh, so it's got the oh my god, disintegration. It shouldn't be that hard a word to say. It's got the Disintegration Machine by Arthur Conan Doyle. If you know Arthur Conan Doyle, he did the Sherlock. That's my favorite non-fiction character. Oh, my favorite fiction character of all time. That's the only author I recognize. But there's just a bunch. I really don't recognize any of these other people. Oh, I got Captain Stormfield's Visit to Heaven by Mark Twain. The Day of an American Journalist in 2889 by Jules Verne. Yeah, that's it that I recognize. But yeah, these are really cool. Definitely check them out if I'm sure everybody knows these ones, but there's a bunch out there, and I'm going to get them all eventually because they do look bloody sick on the shelf. And then lastly, I had to get this. I didn't even know this was out yet. Oh, I'm so stoked to find this. This goes along with my Berserk manga. This is obviously okay, so it's another manga, but this is the Helsing Deluxe Edition. So good. This is by Kota Hirano. I'm bloody terrible at pronouncing that. Apologies, but this is amazing. This is the first 3 volumes, so 600 pages. Volume 1, 2, or is it? No, sorry, this is volume 1. Oh my gosh. Where does it have the... I forget, I'm opening the wrong side. Because you do read these backwards, I should know. I'm a seasoned manga reader. 665 pages, and I'm just trying to find out This volume collects material previously published in Helsing's volume 1, 2, 3, and 4, which I believe is the whole series, original series of Helsing. So I don't know why they've called it number 1, because I'm sure there was only 4 volumes of Helsing, the manga. But check out the sizing, like they've made it full size. Like it's the way that this should be read. I believe it's printed and presented in the size that it was supposed to be like viewed and read and stuff like that. So if you don't know Helsing is he's a vampire hunter. So it's, you know, it's something that's been done before, but I just love this collection. I love the debossing and the embossing, and just it feels really, really nice. And as I said, it's the same sort of style as the Berserk deluxe editions, which I've only got the first volume of that because they're fucking expensive. Like this was $80 Australian, so which is pretty good. I mean, I paid $100 for the Berserk one, which I overpaid, but that's okay. But yeah, these are really, really good. And honestly, I've read I had to get it because Helsing was the first, or one of the first manga I read originally. I want to say 2000 and maybe 2003 and it was one of the first sort of manga that really got me wanting to read more manga and stuff like that. So, and I'm sure it was only 4 volumes, unless they do Helsing Ultimate in manga form in one of these big deluxe editions to make it volume 2. I don't know, but I'm happy with this for now because I do have the single editions, but I was missing volume 4, so now I have this. I'll get rid of those single editions. I don't like to double up on my manga because I don't have the space. But yeah, this is so good. So not a bad little new book haul. I must admit, I haven't bought new books for a while. I must admit, I had a lot of fun, and I ended up spending a lot more time looking at the books than I thought I would, and finding new stuff because I was gonna buy a lot more. There was some Neil Asher there I was gonna buy, but I thought, nah, I better read what I've got of his first. And then there was some Joe Butcher or John Butcher? Joe Butcher. Jim Butcher. There was some Jim Butcher there that I wanted to pick up the first volume of the Jim Butcher Dresden Files series, but I couldn't find it because I might have picked up one of his other ones in a haul. But yeah, pretty happy with that. That's my little birthday present treat to myself. Let me know in the comments section if you read any of those, and let me know what you think, because as I said, I really enjoy knowing what you guys think of these books. And also let me know what you've picked up, because as much as I enjoy hearing your thoughts on these books, I like to see what you guys pick up even more. So thank you guys for watching this video and for watching my other videos, and until the next one, guys, stay safe, take care, and enjoy what you're reading no matter what it is, because reading is awesome. Till next time, guys, take care.